Hello, my name's Michael Borisevich from Luke's Army. I've been asked to be support person for Tina Seaton and Frank Jones. They've got 3 children in care, one with the grandmother. I've tried ringing Cairns Docs, and as expected they were no help at all, and I don't expect this phone call to achieve anything anyway, but anyway, it's all going up on the internet to show people how hard it is to get anywhere with Docs. 3 children. One had a rope tied around his neck. The 6-year-old boy had a rope tied around his neck in one of these group homes and made to kiss another boy on the privates, or he's going to get hanged. This is better than being with his parents who love him, according to Docs. Joe Riley, who should be lined up against a wall and shot, is apparently dealing with the case in complaints. She's responsible for the kidnap and murder of my 2-year-old baby. I had a meeting with her 2 days before, trying to get him out of that house, and all she did was hand me a list of rules for visits. She should not be allowed anywhere near families or children that she is. Yeah, she helps no one. She is a demon straight from hell, that one. No, I've run the Docs office. Apparently Joe Riley is in complaints now. And she has that many complaints made about her, so they put her in complaints so she can cover up for everyone else. Why would you put Joe Riley in complaints when she is the most corrupt, evil thing that walks on 2 legs upon this earth? Anyway, I'll go through my concerns here. The family has asked me to be their support person. They're waiting for a meeting with the caseworker, who is Faith Strong. Now, these kids have been in care for a year this time, and there's not even a reunification plan in place. That is my first point.
They're waiting for a meeting with their CSO, Faith Strong.
Yeah. Now, I don't think anyone in Docs really wants to deal with me, but I met Solomon yesterday, who seems to be a decent person, and I said to him, because I'm helping a few families, I would prefer to deal with him. Now, Solomon was the caseworker for this family last time for a year, and I don't think it's unreasonable to ask that he be returned as their caseworker, because that is what the parents would prefer. They like dealing with them. He helped them. He hasn't got the attitude. He's there to help people, you know what I mean? So if we could ask, that's the second thing we want to ask for, is to have Solomon return as a caseworker, because he is familiar with their case. I built a good rapport with him, you know, straight on. He was good to talk to, and I can tell he's got a good attitude to help people. He is not like Joe Riley, that is for sure. That we have a meeting. The parents have rung up to ask for this meeting. Now, I had to wait months for my meeting, and it was 2 days before my little boy's head was smashed in and he was left to die. And I waited months, and I said, get him out of that house, to Joe Riley, and she did nothing.
And so the meeting that you've got is just enough to go around the next one?
Yeah, well, I've got a few points here, but that's the first thing we want, is the meeting. We want, before the meeting, we want Solomon returned as the caseworker, because he spent a year with this family, he's familiar with them, and they don't feel they're getting any help from Faith Strong, their current worker. Oh, they don't want it. They wouldn't talk to me. She hung up on me. No, Dee, the receptionist. And then I asked to talk to Faith Strong. She wouldn't accept my call. Yeah, and it's obvious that I'm their support worker. and they're counting on me to achieve something for them. They're desperate to get their kids back, and the caseworker won't even talk to me, Faith Strong, so we want her out of the picture. She is not helping anyone.
Well, you would be well aware that due to privacy and confidentiality, you can't discuss the case with you.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to discuss the case. I want to talk to her about Solomon
Okay.
and about, But anyway, she wouldn't even talk to me. The kids have been split up. There's one with the 13-year-old is with their grandmother. There's two boys, Lachlan 4, Paul 6. They're in one house, and Amber 9 is in another house. Yeah. So that's one thing that we would like. Well, then ultimately, of course, they want their kids returned as soon as possible. That's the third point. The fourth point is that the father is getting weekends unsupervised. The mother is getting 2 hours in the doctor's office. Now, I know that's as low. There's only one thing lower than that, and that is no visits at all. And because there is no reunification plan in place, they're not working to longer visits, unsupervised visits. So the mother is requesting unsupervised visits. Yeah. 2 hours in the doc's office. Now, I did all this like days before my boy was head smashed in and left to die. I rang up and I said, these are things I want to discuss, and I've got it in my diary, and they never did, they didn't want to know about it, they just had their own plan. We want these things put on the table and discussed, not handed a list of rules, visits. These issues want to be brought up at a meeting as soon as possible.
What you need to be aware of is claims management policy, and that is to the whole management of itself. If you're not satisfied with the claim provided, you can Riley
Yeah. All right, so who's the team leader? Because you know what I mean? We're trying to get something done. They cannot get anything done, these parents. So they've asked me to try and help. Even if I can sit down and go through the list of things, and then you can take it from there, because it's impossible. They left my boy to die, and he's a baby, and they did not care. And that's what we're dealing with here. A whole office that just does not care. All they worry about is stealing kids. Hanging around there, wound sniffing. They smell the wound so they can get the babies when they come out.
They're the only two listed on the system for that office.
All right,
So I'm going to look which one is Faith Strong leader.
Right.
So the manager there is Pat Anderson.
Oh, don't start Pat Anderson. She is the lowest form of life on this planet. She could have said, I rang her and rang her and rang her, asking to save my boy's life. She did nothing.
Okay, what I'm going to be doing is typing up these complaints and emailing them through to
Well, I haven't finished. There was other things that they're after.
Yep.
They want a reunification plan, which included in that would be longer visits. They want Solomon, who knows their case and they're happy of working with. You go to a bank or any business in the world except for child safety. If you ask to deal with someone, they'll deal with it. These people are playing God, and that's why kids are being raped and murdered.
Okay, so I've written those points down.
And the siblings put back together if they can't be with their parents.
Okay, and I've also got that point down.
All right, then. Thank you. What's your name?
Tiffany.
Yeah, you did well, Tiffany. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll email this to Pat Anderson and Joe Riley, but I really need you to make a call to the team leader or Pat Anderson to start the complaint process.
All right then, thank you. And then what do I say to them? That you said the ring?
Yeah, they're aware of the complaint process, and if you're lodging a complaint, do you have a communication strategy with us?
No.
If you do, then it's a different story. But if you don't have a communication strategy, then you're welcome to ring the office.
And what's a communication strategy?
The communication strategy is where we put a strategy in place to put restrictions on someone, such as yourself, contacting the office if you have done frequently in the past, or if it's been abusive in the past, or things like that.
No, I haven't shot myself in the foot.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of parents, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to fix things, not make them worse.
Okay, well, if you're sure that you don't have a communication strategy, you're welcome to call the office and speak to the team leader or Pat Anderson.
Okay then, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.